Alright, it's August 21st, Tuesday, 2012. The alleged President Obama and Biden, Vice President Romaine, the dual dictatorship challenger on the Republican side, Romney and Ryan. I've challenged both of them to debates. I've challenged all presidential candidates to debates since more than a year and a half ago. This makes the 14th debate challenge that they have not answered. Now, when the 11th challenge came up, if you go back and study my videos, you'll see that the 11th challenge set up the conditions for the shootings at Aurora and the Sikh temple shootings, which, well, the shooting at Aurora is all it needed for copycats to start copying up all over the place. I don't care if you don't believe me. Matter of fact, it's good that you don't believe me, because as the predictions roll through, and someday somebody goes back and listens and actually takes notes to all of my predictions, you'll see that 99% of them were absolutely accurate if you're looking for the correct interpretations under cryptic revelations, cryptic predictions. Because that's the only way since 1993, actually, that I have warned alleged authority figures all the way up as high as the presidency about what's going to be happening. So on the month of September, we have a September date coming up here. I'll just look on it. And, oh my goodness, I don't know what happened here. I hope I didn't get a bad battery for the telephone that I have. It's supposed to be charged up and it turned itself off, which is usually a bad sign. No, it says my battery's fully charged. I don't remember turning the phone on. Maybe somebody's messing with the government again. Alright, anyway, it makes no difference. Next month. How do I get to the next month? I guess what's happening here is, oh, there we go. The 28th is the start of the Rosh Hashanah on Friday, September 2012. So the 28th will be the deadline for both presidential candidates, both dual dictator Democrat-Republican candidates, and independents as well, to meet me on stage for a real showdown about the answers to why we have these problems and the real solutions, for that matter. We want to see some real serious solutions. Now, yesterday I talked about the Green Grocer wanted to be one of my contacts on my website, Reality Supreme Being, and that makes sense because I talked about, before that, I talked about amino acid representation, and I think even the Green Grocer will agree with me that if you have a stable place, let me back up. We have a very haphazard society. I read all kinds of newspapers and accounts and things out of people's mouths that claim to be experts about our health issues, and none of them know jack sprat about anything, because I know the secrets to where you need to start and how to keep the symmetry for sustaining, listen, that's a capital word letter, sustaining your good health. Now mine's deteriorating, and it's deteriorating because of your society's damages to me, and it's continuing to this day. First, everybody on the planet, it doesn't matter who they are, especially here in America, needs a stable place. Second, they need the correct instructor or teacher to show them where the right place to start is. It doesn't matter if they're obese or skinny or whatever their health problems, even cancer. None of that matters. I know quantum physics, and I'm telling you that medical conditions start at the atomic level. Now, many of you will, I can't believe that anyone would even try to challenge my last statement, the statement I just made. It would really surprise me at how dumb a person is. Even an expert, claiming to be an expert, with more years under their belt in quantum physics, that would disagree with me. That's where all your health issues start. For instance, if you eat rotten food or rancid food, you are eating atoms with unpaired electrons. These unpaired electrons start to take place in all foods that turn rancid, which is why you shouldn't eat rancid food. Now, I'm a presidential candidate. Why am I talking about health issues when that's exactly what these two idiots want to talk about? I want to be able to call them idiots on stage in front of every lousy idiot voting citizen in the country. And it includes the 40% that are not going to vote. I'd like to have all your votes so that you can show this dual dictatorship who's really boss. With only 40% of the people that would vote, I could start a huge political tidal wave that would mow over the rest of the people and change their minds as to voting for this practicing insanity that you practice every 4 years and every 6 years with the Congress and the Senate. It's insane. Remember insanity, like Joe Stack, the guy who flew his plane into the Austin, Texas building? He said insanity, and he took it from somebody else. It came from someone else. I'm going to let you figure out who it was who first said that. Insanity is practicing the same thing, doing the same thing over and over again, thinking you're going to get different results or better results. And you're not going to get better results with these people because they don't have the standard blueprint plan that is needed in order to put everybody on the right track. First, you need to start thinking correctly. And most people are not thinking correctly. And if I'm given an opportunity of, let's say, a 6-hour seminar by the media, no interruptions, no censorship, I can show you with graphs and on a chalkboard, point for point, where the utmost holy grail of all mathematicians and physical sciences are trying to prove the theory that proves entanglement. If entanglement exists, which it does, then the universal theory of E equals mc squared, and putting all the forces together, the weak force, the strong force, the gravitational force, the magnetic force, all of the forces that exist that we have given labels to in that unified theory would not be a theory. The unified theory lies in biology. It lies in your DNA. It lies at the atomic level of DNA. Now, unified theories are hard to prove for people to understand them. So I'm not going to try to explain them. I'm just going to try to tell you that I'm one of the people that knows the secrets, all of them. I've become aware. Remember, there's an interesting statement in the Bible. Eve gives Adam the apple, and they all of a sudden become aware that they're naked. Awareness is the secret. That's the key. But how many different kinds of awarenesses are there? Awareness is knowing you're naked and you got to cover yourself up. Awareness is knowing the difference between good and evil and actually doing it, either one, at your own whim. I'm only 9 minutes of this video, and I've already probably given you too many secrets away. But if I'm allowed to explain and challenge these two candidates, I'll wipe the stage with them. There's no way they're going to be able to recover once they meet me on stage. I guarantee you, their political advisors, some of them have been watching my videos, taking notes. Oh yeah, oh, this is good. He's such an idiot. He's giving us all the secrets. But the notes they're taking, and the ones they pass on to Obama and Romney and whoever else, they're not going to last long because the key ingredient I've left out. And I'm not going to give anybody the key ingredient. Screw all of you. After the damages that you've done to me, there's just no way I'm ever going to have common ground with everybody in the United States of America, because you're all hypocrites. You want good leadership or haphazard leadership? Go ahead. Vote for your Democrats, vote for your Republicans, vote for your idiocy without setting the right perimeters and the right priorities. There are right and wrong priorities and perimeters, and you haven't chosen any of them. Because if you did, you wouldn't have had this economy slowdown. You wouldn't have all this 9% unemployment. You wouldn't have all these shootings going on in Aurora and the Sikh temple. If there's a person who knows how to stop all this, you are screwing up so bad, especially the media, not paying 100% attention to me. Even the media that's going to sit there and pick my, one of my videos, I say, everybody contradicts themselves. Everybody. I don't care. Even me. Nobody's perfect. But there are people in the media that will pick that area and kick a horse to death with that little subject matter to try and make the person look bad. What for? What does it prove? Why don't you weigh the balance of what the person has done on the good side and weigh the balance of failures they've had on the other side? Add them up and see which ones you end up with the most. And obviously, the one with the most successes would be the one that you would lean towards. I wouldn't say you'd vote for them, but you might lean towards them. But the one with the most successes would also have the more to offer. And they'd be able to show you some plan where we can at least dig ourselves out of these ruts that we're all in at the, not just the state, federal, and local levels, but at the rich, middle class, and the poor levels. You have to get your priorities in the right place, and they have to be, listen to this word, in capital letters, as giant as the universe. They have to be presented in the right format. You've got all kinds of formats on computers. There's this version, that version for Windows, and the next version came out, the 286, the 386, the 486, and all the software versions. I mean, there's so many versions that make your head spin. And the Vista version, and the Mac version, and the Mac 8, 9, 10, OX 10, it just goes on and on. And then, okay, computers are helpful, but they don't match what our brains can do. They still haven't got one. Not even the NSA has got one that can match what the brains can do. But let's put that to the side. We're talking about health issues, and I'm telling you, if doctors were sending their patients to me at Wilson's Canoga Feed, and I don't have a doctorate, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, I do not have a doctorate. But doctors were sending their patients to me. Either I'm a snake oil, fantastic con artist, or I really do know what I'm talking about. My problem was that I couldn't get people to stay to keep the symmetry of the suggestions I was giving them. Symmetry is important here. If you break that symmetry, you break that chain that you've established for yourself in keeping a consistent pattern. That's another giant letter. A pattern of supplementation, specially made for your body. You are not going to make it. I don't care how many exercises and this and that, whatever. The body can go on without any supplements, without vitamins, without good nourishment, and still think all kinds of really fantastic things and be capable of doing pretty amazing things. But it still needs to be replenished. And you don't know how to replenish if you don't have a pattern and you don't have a stable place. And the government has done nothing but damage to me. They haven't helped me keep a stable place. They won't even help me find a place. So why would I want to cooperate with somebody that's killing me, slowly, torturing me? I'm like on death row. And I've been on death row for more than 10 years, definitely. And this government is one of the most evil governments on the planet, because the rich people want to stay where they're at, keep their symmetry. The middle class are juggling, trying to keep their symmetry. And the poor, well, you forget their asses, forget it. They don't matter, they don't count. See, that's what's wrong with your world. When a person like me pops up and he starts talking beyond your imagination, and he sets off fireworks, it sets off chain reactions in your brains. This is what the government's scared of. This is why I've only had less than 8,000 people look at my videos. But the real reason not enough people have seen me is because the real me is because of YouTube. The very same YouTube that has the big screens on the left side, okay, and then all the tiny screens on the right, which is an exact replica of my giant letter to the Clinton White House in 1993 predicting the 9/11 event. It's exact format. I couldn't see it until just recently. I said, God, that looks so familiar. And I couldn't figure it out. And then I remembered my giant letter, 13 feet long letter, in giant letters on the left-hand side that take up most of the page, 13 feet long, and then the tiny little letters, 13 of them, representing each original states of the Union. 13 letters sent to the Clinton White House. And they mix the videos on the right so much, by relevance they call it, and they try to distract you from actually going hip-hopping and going like leapfrog from one video to the next. You don't have to listen to everything I'm saying, just listen to the stuff that makes sense to you and take notes of it. And once you put it together, it's a giant puzzle. You're going to go, wow, this guy does know what he's talking about. He just throws all this other stuff in to screw with the rich and powerful, because they don't have the brains to figure it out. They're trying to hire other people to figure it out right now as I speak. So it behooves you, every citizen, to get your hands on my tapes and listen to this, because this is a multifaceted broadcast. It covers many different areas. It covers health issues. It covers biological and health issues. It covers financial issues. It covers all of the philosophies that are necessary for a successful utopia. Not a United States government, but a utopia. And I'm not the only one, I guarantee you, that's thinking like this. And they're keeping all of us apart. The very same internet, the very same media is keeping all of us apart. We can't come together. And the reason for that is so the rich can stay powerful and in place. They can sit in their nice little wing chair like this and say, oh, I'm powerful. Wow, I'm Obama. I can do anything I want. I'm Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. Hey, I got a message for you, Mr. Obama. I overthrew the country in 1993 symbolically in the name of all the children that your war and Bush's war and all of your wars have killed. That's why I did that. Not because I'm on an ego trip and I want to be emperor, but because the children you killed deserve to be called emperors and empresses. Maybe not in this lifetime, but maybe in the afterlife, for what you did to them. So, now that we got that down pat, so you know where I'm really coming from and how pissed off I am that you destroyed my life and destroyed my ability to build my utopia in Colorado, the very same state where the shooting took place. If my utopia had been built, and I bet James Holmes would have heard about it, I bet he never would have gone to that theater and shot anybody. He would have gone into my place and said, wow, this is a great place. And I could have used a nice neurosurgeon there. But instead, you people continue to work your haphazard, crappy society. You block me, censor me, and it's all to your own demise.